On the 26th of May in 2008, I reached the summit of Everest for the second time. My first ascent had been on the 21st of May in 2007 as a member of the Dream Everest Expedition.
So, this is me on the top of Everest.
At that point in time, it was just that. A dream come true. Or perhaps, fulfilling a commitment to my Sherpa inheritance. The elation, the thrill, the pain, and the glory of standing on top of the world cannot be described. It can only be experienced. Little did I realize that this elation was going to be the start of a new awakening for me. After my first ascent in 2007, I returned to base camp ready to go home. But this was not to be. On the day I summited, a relative of mine had died while descending from the summit of Lhotse. I had promised her husband that I would bring her body down. The other high-altitude Sherpas were still on the mountain clearing camps and bringing down loads. I could not seek their support. A few Sherpas and guides had already brought the body down to Camp 1 and were waiting for support to cross the icefall. I had to go back over the notorious Khumbu icefall once again. As I made my way up, I met my Sherpa team rushing down with their loads, chanting prayers for safety and protection. The icefall had begun to melt. The slush on the trail was making it very difficult for the crampons to bite into the ice, and the ominous creaking of the ice indicated a possible collapse at any time. This was very unusual for late May. The Sherpas were literally running for their lives. As they passed me, they urged me to turn back. Fortunately, I listened to their advice. The same day, from that exact point, the entire ice field collapsed. Returning to Kathmandu, I learned that this was happening more frequently due to climate change. I also learned that this was not only a threat to us mountaineers, but to all the people living in our mountain region. I needed to find a means to raise people's awareness about the impact of global warming on the mountains. As a mountaineer, I knew that Mount Everest was a platform that stood above all. I decided to organize the Eco Everest Expedition 2008, an effort to create awareness about the effects of climate change on our mountains and our deteriorating mountain environment. I wanted to initiate a campaign to create awareness not only in the international community, but more importantly, among the local residents who are at immediate risk. My attention was largely focused on how climbing expeditions and treks we organize and outfit could be operated in an eco-sensitive manner. My father has always taught me to see our mountains and the natural environment as our assets. It is our duty to look after them. I decided to return to Everest, to Chomolungma, Mother Goddess of the world, one more time to seek for possible solutions to help reduce the effects of global warming.
My name is Dawa Sherpa. I'm on the top of Mount Everest. As you can see all around us, there's ice and snow and glaciers. But it's predicted that by 40 years, all this will have melted away. Not only will this be a loss for us mountaineers, this is a treasure for us, but it is also a vital necessity for billions of people who depend upon these glaciers for water.